Hey, welcome everyone to Extra Step. You're here watching Rapid Fire with your favorite people in the world. You got your coach, Coach K here. We got Coach Dirt in the house, and we got a
What's up?
special
What's
guest.
up?
We got a special guest today,
Going on,
Mr.
guys?
Taylor Cummins. He's a new member of the Extra Step family. He's one of our coaches, and he's also one of our new. He has a new segment that he's going to be posting on Extra Step called "Really Though," and it's going to be a nice hit. Taylor, if you want to let the people know about it.
I got you. But really though, dog, is that how you're gonna introduce it? Really though? Come on, man.
How you
A
gonna
little
hit
bit
you that
more
line right
flair.
away?
Come on, man. You know
You
me,
gonna hit me
man.
that?
You know the
Get
show,
some
man.
Damn.
A little
energy.
bit
Get
more
some
flair, a little bit
energy.
more
Damn. Hey,
enthusiasm, man.
really though?
There
Really
you
though?
go.
You gonna hit me with
There
that?
you
All right,
go.
I got you. I got you.
There you go, bro. There you go. Nah,
I
it's a
love it.
quick
I
little
love it.
segment that we're gonna have. It's a quick little segment that we're gonna have. We're gonna dive deep into what's going on in the media world, especially basketball, football, everything sports related. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Just pay attention to the page, and we're gonna get it out to you guys.
Perfect,
Back
perfect. And
at you, back at you. What's going on?
of course, we got our boy Hezzy here. I don't worry, I never forget you. He's gonna be making sure that we don't kill each other because I know, as usual, I'll be barking too much and I got to be shut up, just like a dog. So it's okay. But he's here. How you doing, Hezzy? How's your day?
I'm great. Everything's chill. I'm excited for the podcast today.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna stop my jibber jabber. We'll get right into it. Y'all make sure though everyone like, subscribe. Extra Step is your way of life. So if y'all want to see that fun entertainment, all that crazy stuff, y'all need to subscribe to us. All right, Hezzy, take it away.
I bet. So our first question is, are you surprised by Giannis re-signing with the Bucks, and also what does this mean for the Raptors' future? So Coach K, you can start us off with this question.
All right, so I went on Instagram. So I was on I just got on my phone the other day when it was announced, and I'm just there like seeing some weird posts. Right, my boy shows me this like, oh Giannis is to the Bucks. I'm like, I'm not taking this serious. It's about all kind of rumors about this man going to Golden State. I ain't listening to the Milwaukee Bucks talk. I go on Instagram and I see this man posts, I'm happy to have my next 5 years in Milwaukee. I think he's delusional. I think someone brainwashed him. I don't know what that American government is doing to this boy, but now he wants to stay in Milwaukee for another 5 years. I think that's a dumb move. I think he should have, waited out the year, see how the team fits, see if everything works, and then he could have just, be signing free agency, and he would have got what, more money? Yes, he got the biggest contract in history, but I just think that it's one of those, huh?
Sorry, no, he wouldn't have. The 5-year supermax was the most he was eligible for. That's why he took it right away. But go on,
he could have
finish.
signed a 5 year in the free agency. So I'm just saying that he would have put himself in a much better position in the long term for a team if he just waited it out. Because when you look at Milwaukee's contract situation, they're not set up for the next 3 years and beyond to have success, right? They don't have any young prospects other than Dante DiVincenzo, right? So it's one of those teams where, like, what happens when Holiday gets out of his prime? What happens when Middleton gets out of his prime? I think he could have made a better choice. I think this screws up the Raptors for their future, right? I think Masai is probably crying right now like I was. And the Raptors are looking at it where it's like, we got to really rely on Siakam being our star. No disrespect to the man. He's an NBA champion. But you're telling me I have to look at Siakam and be like, all right, the keys is really yours now, even though you're the Scottie Pippen of the world. Like, I just don't understand that nonsense. I don't.
I'll be honest with you. As far as the Giannis signing, I wasn't surprised at all. Especially with the modern day basketball the way it is, right? Looking at Giannis, if you look at the career that he's had, he's grown and he's established himself in Milwaukee. Can you disagree with that? No, right? So come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. He went from some scrawny little nobody. Again, he had talent, but you looked at him, you knew he had to grow. You knew he had to develop his body. So I'm just thinking in the sense of Giannis and the way he's looking at the league right now and the way he's looking at the way the league's been running in the past. Yes, superstar teams will form. He can go sign or he can go form a superstar team, of course. But how long is that going to last? You know what I mean? He's probably going to sign. He's staying with Milwaukee. Like I said, I don't think it's a smart decision for Giannis. But I think for now, he's going to wait it out. He's going to see what happens. And if necessary, he'll take the heat because he's going to be a superstar. If he requests a trade, he's going to be gone, right? It's going to ruin the entire flow of the team, right? It's going to ruin the chemistry of the team, just like Harden has done with the Houston Rockets, right? They don't want to keep him because it's already fucked up the chemistry, but at the same time, you want to keep him because it's a man like James Harden. With a man like Giannis, he'll probably decide to leave, maybe within 2-3 years, right? When he realizes, like, okay, well, what can I do with this team? I've already gone for this. He'll go to the championship. They'll probably go to the championship within the next year or 2 years. I'll guarantee that. I'll guarantee it. Okay.
Bold ass words.
They're bold words. Well, we'll see what happens, right? They'll go to the championship, and if they don't, then that's going to give them all the more reason to request a trade. And as far as Toronto, it's put them in a tough situation because in a way they've expected it, they've wanted to sign Giannis, but now that it hasn't, it set them up in a poor pathway, especially in the eyes of, unfortunately, Masai Ujiri. Derwin?
Okay, so I have a lot of opinions about this. Some good, some bad. When I first heard it, I was a little shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I was counting the 21st. I was counting the days until the deadline would pass and he wouldn't be able to sign the Supermax and he would hit free agency next year. I was waiting for that day. And when I saw the notification at first, I was just a little bit in shock, and then I was just like, "What? Why? What was the point of that? You know what I mean? Like, why do this?" But then I then I got to sit back. It's been a day now since it happened, so I've got to see what it's like, and I don't fault him for making such a decision like that, for taking the money, but I do fault him because I don't know if winning is gonna happen in Milwaukee. They might make the championship finals, like they might get to the finals with this roster, but winning, I don't know. Like the thing is, like if we're going back, like what Taylor was saying with super teams, I don't personally think it's about super teams with Giannis. Like he doesn't have to go and be a third player anywhere, or like it doesn't have to be in a package of 3 players. I think him and whoever he has as a sidekick will be good enough to win a championship. It's just that he needs to find the right one. My personal opinion was going to the Raptors. It was Pascal Siakam. We've seen him do it with Kawhi already. They won a championship. He was a perfect sidekick. All right, let Giannis come here and let them run the offense together. Now, I guess in the playoffs, we saw a lot of Pascal's downfall in his game and why people are hesitant to be like, yo, here's the keys, man. Like, you know what I mean? We don't really have a choice right now. And then maybe that's what Giannis saw. Maybe Giannis saw and he was like, am I going to waste my time and do this? Or let me just play out my 5 years here. And then when I hit free agency, I'm still going to be 30. I'm going to be in the prime of my career. I'll still be the top free agent in the league. So why not? Why can't I make double? And 5 years from now, we don't know how high the salary cap's going to even be, right? So he could sign an even bigger contract 5 years from now. Obviously, there's a lot of decisions, but personal opinion is the man should have just come here, man. Like, I don't know why you stayed there.
I'll be honest. Okay, I want to go ahead.
No, please go first.
I just want to clarify something. When I say super teams, I meant in reference to what he's seen in the past. I didn't mean that he was. No,
I know that.
Yeah, of course. But I looked at it in the sense I thought that Toronto. I definitely thought that Toronto was going to be the best place for him, due to the fact that we have the surroundings. Like we all saw, we had the surroundings. It takes that key player to really push you forward. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that point real quick.
No, I hear that. So okay, so I got a bone to pick with both of y'all. All right. So Siakam should not get no damn keys, because if you had a child and your child go and crash the car, and I know you're not big on saying have the keys, but the reality is you're gonna have to have the keys.
There's no choice. We gave him a max offer.
There's a choice.
I mean, we gave the man a max contract. He's the best player on the team. Stop it. He has the keys right now.
But there is
the choice, coach. The choice is trade his ass. Right now, that's the choice. We gave him the contract. He's playing for us. He's our starting power forward. He's an
the
all-star.
time for him to go if he don't get it together. Because if
No,
you're
that's
one-time
facts. That's
all-star,
facts.
it don't mean nothing. But that's what I'm trying to say. If your kid drives the car and he crashes it more than once,
Stop! Don't use it. No,
right?
don't use that
And
analogy.
he's not in his prime, which is technically being an adult, right? He's not an adult yet. When you're an adult, you make these mistakes. That's fine, right? It's whatever. But when you're a child, when you're 16 years old, you ain't know how to drive yet. You ain't giving the damn keys no more to
Okay,
that. Say, go find
but-
another team to go do that.
But
for.
hold on. Didn't the man just the year before that, in the passenger seat win a ring? So I don't understand. He knows how to drive.
He a
He
good,
just
he a
can't
good
do it by
co-pilot.
himself right now.
He a good
Okay, so
co-pilot.
that's what
Come
I'm
on,
saying.
man.
If Giannis
Come
had
on,
come
man.
He's
here,
a good co-pilot. He cannot drive the boat. He cannot
He
drive the boat.
I
is
definitely
the
don't. I definitely don't disagree with you. I don't believe that he can lead a team the way we need him to. So I definitely think that he can. I disagree with you in the sense that he can't be a passenger. Yes, there's a lot that he should still prove, but come on, man. You're being a little bit too critical on him right now, yo.
he is an NBA champ. You can't hate on the man. Like, and he's only 27, 26, 27. So like he's just hitting his prime right now. So
I get it.
I know.
Come
he's
on,
just
man.
in his prime, but guess what? He was given the keys last
my
year.
God.
He went in the playoffs, and what did he do with the car? He didn't take care of the car.
Yo.
Into the bubble.
Okay,
and
but
he
yo,
was a
you
drone.
Siakam,
you crashed it against Boston. Come on,
Siakam,
man.
He crashed it against Boston.
Siakam's 2 for 3, man. Come on now. That's like crashing in Brampton, dog.
That's
Come on,
it.
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like
I
crashing
agree.
in Brampton,
I
fam.
agree.
It's not like
Yeah,
crashing in Brampton.
Come on, man.
That's
no,
no.
Come on, man.
Don't say
Bro,
that.
drive in Boston. You'll see.
Boston is not Brampton. Don't you
A black
dare
man
do that
driving
to
in Boston, dog.
I'm not
a black
listening.
man driving in Boston, there's no luck, dog. You're just being sus by everybody. I love y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, but no, come on, man. Let's be real, dog. He's
Okay.
2 for 3. Let's be real. He's 2 for 3 in Toronto. He's 2 for 3 with Toronto. Whether it's G League or NBA. Come on, now.
I will say this. There's still time for him. So that's the benefit of Siakam. Exactly. But the one thing I have to pick on with you, Taylor, is the fact that you said that Giannis is going to make the championship or win a championship in Milwaukee. That ain't happening.
No.
They're not beating Brooklyn. They're not beating the Boston Celtics. They are not beating the Miami Heat. I got to hear this rebuttal. He tying them up. He lacing them up.
My shoes are off. I threw them off, dog. I was bringing up my socks, man.
Oh, okay.
This is be a journey. Nah, you know what?
Defense.
Yo, it's gonna be a competition, man. That's all I'm gonna say right now. That's all I'm gonna say. It's preseason.
Here's the thing with Giannis.
It is.
I think it's preseason, and there's a long season to go, and it's going to be a long drive, and we'll see who wins the marathon. All right, but when you look at a team like Milwaukee, and you look at all the other teams in the East are being built, I just don't see them beating a lot of these teams. Like Miami had their number in the bubble. I get it. It was the bubble. It was a different environment, but that showed you the teams who are mentally tough enough to get through, right? The toughest teams mentally were the ones that survived in the bubble, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean,
sure.
And mental toughness has a lot to do with your success as a team and as players. So I look at the team of Milwaukee, and if your leader, Giannis, is not your guy right now, like the problem is he needs more than just a sidekick. He needs a sidekick. He needs Robin and Catwoman. He needs Robin and Catwoman. That's how bad it is in Milwaukee.
Hold up. Like I said, I'm not.
Okay, go ahead, Taylor.
Okay. No, go ahead, Derwin.
I personally think that as a team, that's who like the Raptors were missing was just another guy to come be with Lowry and Pascal, and to be if be that Batman like Robin and the Catwoman, be a three-headed whatever. But in Milwaukee, man, like Drew Holiday is nice. Like don't get it twisted. Chris Middleton showed this playoffs he could be a great player, but man, like I still think that they can make the finals, but it's gonna Giannis is gonna have to average like 30 throughout the playoffs.
You have to average 40.
I don't believe they're gonna win.
Okay, relax.
I don't believe they're gonna win, right? But we've all watched in the playoffs in previous years, situations can lead to teams not even matching up, right? So there may be a situation where a team gets bumped out prematurely.
No, that's fair.
Right? So they may not even meet up with one of those top dog teams. And if they do, again, we never know what's going to happen. Now,
But that's a lot of variables we're talking about. We're talking about what we know and what is going forward with the team that he has. Right?
that's
He's
true.
got
No, that's true.
some good players. He decided to re-sign because they were like, oh, we'll go get Drew Holiday. Like you know what I mean? Like, great, he's a good player, but is he gonna be like, yo, that main difference? Are they really gonna beat Kyrie and KD if Kyrie and KD are elite? If Boston is gonna be
If
better
they're
than
healthy,
next year?
if they're healthy,
Miami?
what if
That's what I'm
they're
saying.
not healthy?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
There's a lot of
now-
variables.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Now, again, I don't disagree with you. See what happens.
We'll see what happens there.
Okay.
We could go all
I twist my
night.
own tongue with saying that. Again, like I said,
No,
right?
I mean, you know what? We can still talk about it, but
Yeah,
it's
please
not
go
one
ahead.
of those like.
No,
man,
no.
if you still have
I
it,
just. Sorry, I was just gonna say, like, when it comes to this whole like Giannis situation and how it's affecting all these teams, like that's what I mean. Like it's literally shifting the weight of the power. Him staying in Milwaukee, like teams like Miami now look at him and say, like, yeah, we want you still, but bro, like, bye. Like, you're not getting the finals past us. We bodied you. Right? Look at Boston.
Right.
They got Tristan Thompson now. They got a rebounder. They got their what was his name?
Dennis Rodman.
I think it's
Not even
like I
Dennis
said,
Rodman.
I think it's possible for them to make it. I don't think they're going to win, but I think it's possible that they could get there. It'd be a tough series going forward.
For sure. No,
It'd be tough going forward, right? That's all it is.
Yeah.
still, I would
It's-
still think that because Giannis is the best player in the East, it's still his still time to make the finals. But I'm talking about variables. If KD comes back, then it's KD's East.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He the system.
No.
He ain't the man.
Giannis will
He
be the man. He just needs time.
Giannis ain't the man.
That's what everyone forgets. No,
He's a hell of a player. Hell
No
of a player.
superstar comes into
Can
the
you
league.
understand-
No superstar comes into the league and wins by themselves right away. And if they win, they're winning with somebody else. You know that.
What do you mean?
Timmy
LeBron did it?
D. What did LeBron win? What? No, I said win. I never said finals. I said win.
Like
No
winning
player
games?
comes. I'm talking about.
No.
I'm talking about the championship. I'm talking
fam.
about
What do you
rings.
mean? Dirk
brother.
Nowitzki?
Later in his career, and no disrespect,
Come on,
he
yo.
had a
He
good
was a young
veteran cast
man.
with him.
He was a
Stop
young
it.
man.
I'm talking about
He
look
was
at
still
Timmy.
running.
Okay, look at Tim Duncan. When was his first ring? Right, 99. That was 2 years after he was in the league. Who was his? Like I know. Like if you rewatch that series, you'll see it's actually a lot of Tim Duncan. But David Robinson is a beast. He was a beast back then. So that guy was your leader. Same with Shaq and Kobe. Even though I'm obviously you guys know how much what I feel about Kobe. I talk about him, but Shaq carried the man for three rings too. Like don't get it twisted. It's just that Kobe wanted to prove to the world and himself like I don't need only Shaq. I can do it with other people.
That's fast.
That's what I'm saying. So
Pretty
for
fast.
Giannis, man, I don't know why people are stressing it. The man just turned 25 or turned 26, whatever the case is. He's not even in his prime yet, or just hitting his prime now. People need to just cool it. That's it.
They'll cool it, you know.
If when he signs or signs a new contract and he still don't have a ring, that's a different conversation. Then.
All right.
If he signs if he signs a contract and he still doesn't have a ring, so you're saying 5 years from now, if he doesn't have a ring, it's going to be a problem?
Then I will like throw him under the bus. Then I will just start mad shit about him.
So he's going to have to win with.
He's gonna have to.
Milwaukee.
He chose to stay.
So you don't think that drive and determination?
No, absolutely. His favorite player growing up, he said it, Kobe. He wanted to have a career like that where he would stay with one team, loyalty would be in his DNA, and he wouldn't have to go championship chasing. He didn't have to go ring chasing. That's how he sees it. He sees it, I gotta go ring chasing. I might just stay here in Milwaukee, spend however long I need to, and still be the best player in the league, right? I think that's what he's been striving for from day one. That's what all top players strive for, to be the best player on your team and to have longevity. Players like LeBron, Kobe, Dirk, like you know what I mean? I know LeBron left, but he came back, so it's okay. All right, okay, we can talk way too much. Second question.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so Is it really tough for players to deal with the media, even though it's a part of their job? So, Taylor, you can start off with this question.
That's a solid question. I think we all can't fully relate to it, definitely. But I think it's a solid question to try and consider us as, especially as fans. I think it's really important. I think the media does have an impact, but as a player, it's tough sometimes, man. I would personally imagine it's tough sometimes because, especially like post game, you're not fully wanting to answer questions. You're not really wanting to talk to the media about what's going on with the game. Now, in recent news, especially with going on with what's been going on with Kyrie, I think it's a little crazy because he shouldn't kind of diminish the media the way he has. Now, of course, he has reconciled that. He has gone back on that. But I think it's important that the media consider the players and what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. It's really tough for players to have to focus in on what they need to achieve on and off the court. So I think it is tough for players, definitely, but the media also needs to be considerate with how they speak with players and how they form their questions and the way they approach players. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure with that. It's okay. First of all, it's very tough after after a bad loss or a hard fought game. You come in the locker room and the first thing are like mics getting thrown in your face, and you have to like slow the moment down and let them know, oh, what exactly you felt during the game and plays that they ask you and situations. So I think that for one is probably a hard thing that we as normal people don't understand, because obviously we don't go through it, right? Like we don't get cameras in our face and shit. Like that doesn't happen. But I know with the way the world is trending and the way social media has been trending for the last 10 to 15 years, it's only going to get worse.
Oh, of
The
course.
media don't
No, of
the
course.
media don't the media don't care. The media
They
don't give
don't.
a fuck.
I know they
They
don't
need
care, so they
they
can't.
have a question. Sorry, they have a question. They want it answered. That's it. That's how the media sees it. The media is like, oh,
They want a
I
story.
need to know this, and you better answer. And if you guys don't answer, we are gonna post a story and make you look like the bad guy. Now, if you like, I know we talked about this our last episode. We talked about the LeBron podcast, right? We watch the whole thing. It's about an hour long. If you watch two parts, like 2 hours long, whatever the case is. There's a lot of stuff that he says that when you watch the whole thing, it makes sense. But when you go on social media, what
They
does
break
media
it
do?
down.
They break it down and they only show a little snippet. Oh, this is what LeBron said. But they don't say, oh, this is what he said 5 minutes ago. It's the same thing with Kyrie and KD's podcast when Kyrie was on there. Kyrie said a bunch of crap. Like I heard it. It was like a bunch of crap. Only thing the media picked up was, oh, this and that. Oh, the coach is like this. And I get it. The guy's controversial. We've known this since he walked into the league. But why is it like we got to throw the man under the bus? And from Kyrie's version, it's like you got to be an adult, man. You're no longer like some 21, 22-year-old kid just coming into the league. You've been in the league for a hot minute now. You won a ring. You said several times, oh, I'm the man. I can be this. I can be that. None of this bullshit. The media is part of your job. You get paid millions of dollars. That's one of the reasons. So shut the hell up and do your job.
Yeah, that's so true, and that's the thing. A lot of these players, they gotta understand it's the media that allows them to be so valued. And I hate to say it valued because it does sound like almost like a slave term. Because I know a lot of players do feel like it's almost like a plantation when you're in the NBA, and that's what Kyrie's trying to get his point across. So I'm not here to say that he's completely wrong about what they say about him, but the truth is, you get paid millions of dollars to talk to the media, answer the questions they're looking for in order for you to continue to get paid what you're getting paid, because your whole thing, your whole fame is based on the media promoting you, good or bad, right?
Facts.
Look at
No,
Kim
it's facts.
Kardashian.
It's facts.
That was a bad situation, right? She became famous off a sex tape, but it was bad. People said black
Publicity.
publicity, but now she's making multi-millions. So I
Good
look at it
publicity.
as at the end of the day, you got a job to do. And I get it. Like they ask you questions about probably about like LeBron probably said this and that. But you put yourself there when you start talking to your boy on this podcast. I don't care if it's his boy or not. You know that eventually someone can bring this up. And it's the same thing here. Anything for us in the future ever happens to us, people are gonna look back at all these clips and try to say, "Oh, what did they say back then?" So I would say, "Hence, you don't become prime minister if you say anything stupid." But getting to the main point, it's you have to understand that every time you're in front of a camera, right? Everything you say, they will hold against you. Either you own up to it and accept what you said and stand by it, or don't say it at all. Don't say that KD's the only man you ever played with that can get that shot because a guy like LeBron has done that. So when you say that and everyone else knows he's done that, it sounds like you're disrespecting him. You know that in your mind, but you're saying it out loud because you want to disrespect them low-key. That's what Kyrie's trying to do. He's an entitled guard. He's an entitled man. He was entitled when he was in Cleveland. He was entitled when he was in Boston. And he's still entitled in Brooklyn. And no one ever tried to put Kyrie in his place, right? There's a reason why he left Duke in 1 year, no problem, after playing only 18 games. He came back a second year and still been the first pick. But there was no sense of accountability with him. There was no Kyrie, maybe you gotta, evaluate here before you talk. No one's ever on him. He's his own man. And his own man has only put himself in a bigger hole. And then he goes and says, Mamba mentality. Bro, don't disrespect the legend like that. Because Kobe was coming from something different. Stephen A. Smith said it himself, right? Kobe, when he said something, you understood what he was saying. There was no debate. There was no runaround. There was no hiding. He said what he said on his mind, and it was out there, and he stood up to it. Kyrie says what he says, and he tries to hide away. Or the media's trying to ruin me. Like, come on, bro. Like, what kind of little kid stuff is that, bro? Like, you should know better. You should know as soon as there's a camera on you or someone recording you talk and it's out there for the world, you should know right away everything you say, everyone's gonna hold you to. So I think a lot of players, as much as they complain, if you don't like it, the reality is don't do the job. I understand basketball is fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that we all love to do. But you signed up for this and you knew what you're signing up for. Don't be an entitled Oakville kid, right? Be a man. That's all I gotta say to Kyrie. Be a man, man. And to the rest of those players, be a man too. LeBron gets criticized since he was in high school, so I don't know what his problem is. I'd like to see him in LeBron's shoes.
LeBron's been the face of the media since he was in high school. Like, let's be real. Come on now. And he's been the most scrutinized, everything that LeBron's faced in his career has been against what he's trying to achieve. Let's be real. Come on. LeBron's just being the best. He is one of the best. He is the greatest player of all time. Like, in my eye, again, this is my opinion. I think LeBron is the greatest player of all time, all around. Side note, we'll eventually have a conversation about that. But as far as the media, he handles himself very well with media. You doing? All right, that's my opinion. We all have our opinions in the situation, right? As far as the media, LeBron handles himself very well with the media. I don't understand how a player like Kyrie. Now, of course, he wasn't really under his wing for that long. It's not like he was his mentor as a player or as a teammate, but he still was a teammate. So I don't understand how a player like Kyrie can't look at the behaviors and the actions of LeBron and think, okay, well, he's done so well so long in his career. He's been, as a player, as like an all-around individual, nothing against him, right? So what am I not learning? What am I not picking up? What is he doing? Really and truly, in my eye. And again, we all know Kyrie's been a little out of there for a little while now. All right.
For his entire career, yeah.
Dog, if you can believe the earth is flat, honestly, yo.
Yo, I've said this before.
Sorry, I unfollowed the man. When I found that out, I straight unfollowed the man. I'm like, yo, what? I'll watch you cross the man, dog. I'll watch straight highlights. But as far as like what's going on with you, man, I can't believe you. I can't hear you out.
Nah, but I was saying that if you actually look at his days in Cleveland before LeBron got there, he did say a lot of shit. It's just that no one took him seriously because one, they were losing, and two, well, he's Cleveland. Like, no one really cares about that except like
once LeBron was gone, it was like, who's Cleveland?
So like before LeBron got there, it was like, yo, Kyrie could say whatever he wanted. There was no consequences. Then when LeBron got there, it was a bunch of consequences. He wasn't ready for it. He went to Boston. like realized even more fuck up. Then went to Brooklyn. Or sorry, not even in Boston. He realized, oh, what LeBron was doing was actually really good. He even called the man after and said, "Yo, I'm sorry for being such a child." Then went to Brooklyn and still doing the same thing.
It's still doing fuck
Like
up.
Kyrie, man, what you got to figure out your shit eventually. Like you are a role model to so many of our players that we've coached, so many players that we talked to point guards that like, oh, my favorite point guard was Kyrie. My favorite point guard was my favorite player was. Why? Because of all your nonsense. 2-3 years ago, he was one of the baddest players in the game. Like
That's fact.
hands down, like
Straight facts.
a soul snatcher. You know what I mean? He would just
Bro,
take
every
whatever he wanted. But now it's like
All-Star game.
it's like
Come on now.
great. It's like it's like great. You can dribble around the whole team, but you're not doing anything. You're not being an impact player, and that's his issue right now. Now when KD comes out, it's a different story. We'll see.
But I think that's what it is now. Like it's that mindset that because he's good, right? But like you said, when he was in Cleveland, he wasn't going anywhere. There wasn't anything happening. Once LeBron came, yeah, he had to like he was still doing fuck up, but he realized after. But now he has that mindset of like, yo, maybe I could win. Maybe I'm gonna get there. So let me talk my shit. Let me say my shit. Right.
I was just gonna say, man, Kyrie's
Can't
not
understand
a winner,
him.
man. Yeah, that's the thing. Kyrie's not a winner. That's one thing I understand about him. He just likes to play the game of basketball just to play and make his money. Like he literally sees it just as a job. I do think he does have passion for the game. I'm not calling that out. But I think his intentions are a little lost. Like I think he's more into I than team. Right, his game style says it itself, right? Like when he went to Boston, I think that's when he got most exposed because that's where LeBron really exposed him, right? In Cleveland, LeBron could hide that out of your game, right? Because his game's so massive, he can hide that you being a sole or ISO player because he needs that in a way for his system, right? He needs a guy that can get that bucket at times.
A 1-2 man to get the bucket,
because he takes the load of facilitating. He takes the role of scoring and as a perimeter and post. So when you see him in Boston, he had a chance to be a leader of a team, and then they realized quickly, we don't need this fool. So Kyrie just needs to understand that, there's bigger things than you, bro. You need to focus on your team and understand it's all about your team's accomplishment, and your team's whatever your team accomplishes is what you're going to accomplish as well to your own resume. Right? If they win championships in Brooklyn, AD has a greater legacy now in the NBA. But if he doesn't get any championships, but he drops like 50 a game, ain't no one gonna remember him. No. Right? Like ask these kids these days, they don't know who Pistol Pete is. They have no idea. Like, Hezzy, I ain't trying to call you out because I know you're a young boy. You know who Pistol Pete is, or do you know who he played for?
I know who he is, but I don't really know.
You don't know much.
Yeah.
But that's not your fault, right? It's just his legacy was he was a great player who was skilled, but he didn't win. He had nothing to contribute to winning. So that's why people look back and say, well, what impact did he really have for teams? He was just a great individual. And Kyrie is heading down the path of great individual. And the same was Kobe early in his career, but he started realizing when he was on his own in LA that, you know what, it's bigger than me, right? I don't need to be like this. And I'm hoping with KD there and with Steve Nash there, they'll find a way to make him realize, this is bigger than me. But
they gotta humble him down. They gotta chance.
They gotta humble him down real fast, bro.
That's it. Like I don't see them winning the East, let alone a championship, if he doesn't humble. Because he has to realize, like, yeah, KD's he may not be the same player, but he's the man. Okay, so respect him. Like let him be the top guy, and if whenever you can, you get those buckets, be that perfect sidekick like you were to LeBron. No one's gonna say anything to you. But if you're gonna take 20 damn shots and make like 1 or like 10 of them, or even 5 of them, then there's gonna be a lot of media back behind you. You'll carry this, carry that.
That's facts. That's facts. Anyways, we'll hop on to the next question. What's up, Hezzy?
Our last question too, right?
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep, for sure. So, preseason review. What teams do you think look good and which ones look bad to start the preseason? So,
all right. So, for
can...
me, I will say the one team that I really like. Obviously, you guys know. Taylor's wearing their shirt. It's the Raptors. Masai's a genius. Masai's an assassin. Masai just does things that regular GMs presidents they don't care about. He goes he goes under. He does all his work and he makes sure that the guy that he's drafting, he's picking in the draft, not only fits their system and their culture, but fits what they're trying to do in the long run. Malachi Flynn is exactly that player. We've talked about this now for a couple of days, and after watching the last game that he played against Charlotte, against a top 3 player in LaMelo Ball in that draft, the man went up, put up work, played defense. He's just a great player. He's a player that literally reminds you of Freddie and Kyle, but with a little bit of height, a little bit more defensive intensity, and also that he's young. 21, 22, you know what I mean? So he's gonna be a great fit. And I know one issue the Raptors had last year when Freddie or Kyle got into foul trouble, they really didn't have another ball handler, somebody else to really take that pressure off Freddie and Kyle. Now they have 2, which is they drafted another point guard. But I don't think he'll make the team. But they have DeAndre Emfrey or whatever. We've been talking about him. He might be somebody that could bring up the ball once in a while. Let Freddie and Kyle just set up the offense in the half court. But that would be the team for me, at least. Obviously, I'm gonna pick the Raptors for being the team that doing above and beyond in the preseason, at least so far. And a team that shaking it, it's gotta be the Clippers. The Clippers played the Lakers twice already. They had their starting lineup both games and they lost.
And LeBron and AD did not play.
And LeBron and AD didn't even play.
Didn't even play.
Last summer,
dropped 33.
Last summer we made a video, Coach K and myself, ranking some duos, and I guess because I was on such a high from the championship, I thought that Kawhi was just like out of this planet, and he was gonna do. Clearly, I was wrong, and I was even more wrong about Paul George.
You was foolish. You're not wrong. You was foolish.
So, obviously, I have to take that back. But I will say the reason that this looks so bad, the reason why they are just not getting together as a unit is because they don't got no floor general. Kawhi is not a floor general. He's not a facilitator. Right. Neither is Paul George. They're both scorers. Pat Bev is trash. Okay, let me say this again. Pat Beverly is trash. He cannot make a shot. He barely knows how to make layups. Okay, he's not your point guard. Go out, trade for one. I'm not even joking. The Clippers will make it out the first round. If they even make the first, even if they make the playoffs, they need a floor general. This is bad, man. Kawhi and Paul George are gonna put up numbers every night. You need somebody to facilitate. You need somebody to play make. They don't got that.
That's so true. Dang, man, that's got on a whole round about the Clippers, man. I'm just there, I agree, brother.
That's crazy. That is
so crazy. But I got two different teams. So a team that I'm gonna start off with the good. The team that I like really so far during this preseason. I could go with the Lakers because I know they're looking good, but you know what? I'm gonna pick a different team. I'm definitely gonna say I like how the Celtics are looking. I like their depth. I like how what's his name? Pritchard. How you say it again?
Pritchard, yeah.
Pritchard,
I don't know. 26 overall pick.
I'm gonna call him the crazy little frozen nugget. The crazy little frozen nugget. He all over the court. He just crazy. I like his game. I ain't being racist. I'm giving him a compliment. He freezes you. He gets you you're like, oh my God, he just got a bucket. I like him. For Boston, they got depth. They got really good guard play. They got Carson Edwards that looks like he might be ready to, contribute off the bench. Jason Tatum is a 6'10" balls man. All right, you can't play with him no more. So I think this team's looking nice. I think the Celtics will make a run. I could say a couple other teams, but I really like how Boston looks. I would say they're a safe bet to continue on their success. A team I don't like, I really don't like the Pacers right now. I don't think they look good. They look beyond bad. They look like they stink. And that's not the coach's fault. That is no blame to Nate. I think he's a great coach. I think he's going to do something crazy. He's a small town guy in a small market. So I think he will find a way to get the most out of those players there and, get younger guys to be hungry. But Victor Oladipo looks like he a bust. I think it's time for him to go. I think TJ Warren, he's a guy to trade to get some assets. I think Miles Turner is not the one. He is definitely not the one. He's got to go. It's time for him.
Trade
He
all
gotta-
these guys, bro.
He got to
Keep
hit the
Malcolm
road,
Brogdon,
Jack.
and then that's it.
They got Brogdon and they got Sabonis. They can stay. They're young.
That's
They got a
it.
couple other young guys, but I really don't like what the Pacers look like. And again, that's not on the coaching staff. I think that's mostly on the players that they have right now. If I am Indiana, if I am not looking like a top 5, I'm talking minimum top 5 team in the East, I think it's time to start saying, you know what, let's rebuild. Let's start over because they're just not going to make a deep playoff run. I think they might make the first round, and that's it. Because they see Brooklyn or Miami or Toronto or any of those teams in the first round, they gone. Ain't no play no more. They gone.
Okay. Fair. I like it. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't watched enough of the preseason. I have missed some of the preseason. I haven't been watching a lot. But it's crazy because we were talking about this earlier, just between the 4 of us. And we were talking about the Knicks and the Cleveland game and how much of a joke that game is right now. Yo, with all due respect, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I want to see what happens with the Knicks, man. I want to see what happens with the Knicks.
I agree.
I feel like smart pick with Obi Toppin. He stretches the floor well. He's aggressive on the offensive end. He's definitely aggressive on the defensive end as well. I don't know if you guys have watched a lot of the Knicks games.
He's a great one-on-one defender, and he's a great help defender. Absolutely.
Yep.
He is. So I think with RJ Barrett, I think with Knox the second, and I think with Quickly, it's gonna be I'm not saying high praise for them, nah, bro. I just think that they're gonna have an unexpected season. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx it, but I think they're gonna grow well as a team. And I want to see where it can grow. I want to see where they can grow as a team within the next couple of years. Of course, nothing crazy is going to happen within this year or within the next, but just further down the road. And like I said, I haven't been watching much of the preseason, but from postseason and even preseason, I'm laughing at the Clippers. I'm gonna have to go with my boy Darren on this right now. I'm laughing at the Clippers. I don't know what they're doing.
Let's have a little conversation about that because I don't know what's happening.
Listen,
I'm gonna start with one thing.
Yeah.
Ibaka, boy, how you gonna do that, man? How you gonna do that, man?
He a sellout.
Ibaka, man.
He like Chris Bosh. But I'll say this about the Clippers though.
I said Chris Bosh.
He was a sellout too. He's a sellout.
He is.
He's a sellout.
He went to Miami. Why do you go to Miami?
He's a sellout.
He's a sellout.
What did
He's
he
a
sellout?
He wanted to join LeBron and his train.
He left the Raptors in their prime. They were a playoff team and he left.
Okay, I can't disagree, but at that point, as Bosh knew, there was nothing popping with him in Toronto, man. He knew that.
That's fair too.
Right? So you can't even disrespect. Okay, I'm not saying he's not a sellout, bro, but you can't disrespect the man. Man was trying to.
He did some good things in Toronto until he sold out. That's what I believe. But getting to the point on the Clippers, I might go a different route than you two guys because you know what? There's been a history of teams that do bad in the preseason, but when it comes to the season, and if you get lucky, make an acquisition, or if you find a way to make it work, you might go on a run. And I think with the Clippers having a guy like Kawhi, he looks like he's a little bit more energized this year to kind of be motivated to get something done. I don't think they're going to be that bad. I think they'll still finish top 4 in the West. I think they could even go as far as the second round. But that's based off their team being very good defensively. And if they want to win a championship, then they have to go find that point guard. But usually by trade deadline, those kind of positions, those kind of players they're looking for come available because other teams start realizing that they don't need certain players, right? Maybe Atlanta might realize, maybe Rondo doesn't work with us. And the Clippers might say, you know what, let's trade a first rounder for him, right? So I think I get it. The Clippers are looking bad. Like, trust me, I believe y'all. Like, they look like they stink, okay? They stink. They need to go wash themselves. They stink. But I honestly do believe that if they could be patient and Tyronn Lue can get these guys to buy in to the system, be a strong defensive team, run the offense through Kawhi, but don't let him be the point guard, right? I think they could have some success as long as guys knock down their shots. They still got a guy like Luke Kennard who's a dead-eye shooter. They got Paul George if he stops wiping his own face rag with his ass, he'll be fine.
I mean, he's a great sideboard shooter. He's a great sideboard shooter. So if you need a man to hit the bank shot,
I think he'd be great, doing cardboard boxes because he likes the box.
I think what he should do is give up Tim Duncan a call. You guys hackle me about this all the time, but maybe he should just work on the bank shot a little bit.
I don't know about
that. In the corner?
He gonna get
the corner.
Yo, hey! I'm just saying.
Stop it.
No.
Maybe he should learn to shoot a damn shot. Then
if he's gonna call Tim Duncan gonna start crying on the phone saying, "Get out, because he's in a sunken place.
Tim Duncan not even gonna answer the call.
You're gonna be like, "I'm in a sunken place, bro. You lost in a sunken place. You managed a stripper. You lost in a sunken place. You need to." And no disrespect to Paul George and his family, beautiful family, but it is what it is. That's okay. But I guess I'll just end it off then, right?
Yeah. Do the ending.
It's been great. Taylor, thank you for being on for this week's episode.
Again, it's been a pleasure.
Yes. Again, people, please tune in to Really Though.
Really Though.
Right? It's gonna be coming out. It's coming out. Y'all need to watch it, yo. I'll tell you all this right now.
Check it out.
One of the best rants I've ever seen.
Hey now. Let them see. Don't get them too anticipated, man. Come on now.
I'm sorry. Y'all just gotta come and tune in. But
give them something to look forward to, bro.
No, of course. But yes, thank you guys for coming on today as usual. To Dern and Hezi as well. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back with some more. Next episode, we'll have some 2 guests on it. So it's gonna be lit. We're gonna have a real good debate. Like I'm telling y'all, it's about to pop off before the Christmas special. All right. And then we'll see Taylor for the Christmas special. So no worries. We'll have him on that one as well. But anyways, thank y'all. Yeah. You already know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Drop a comment.
Hit that
button.
Hit it. Hit
Press
that
button. Press the button.
These 3 buttons.
Right?
Bang.
Click it and like and comment, please. It helps us get out there, and we appreciate that stuff very much. So thank y'all for tuning in.
Hit that subscribe button too. Hit that subscribe button real quick as well, man.
Just hit it right now. Man. What are you waiting for? What else are you gonna do with your life? Just hit the button right now.
3 seconds. That's all it takes. Not even.
Looking like no
sitting on the computer anyway.
Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all till next time. Rapid fire out. Next step out.
Deuces.